Он не думал ни о чем, да, он не думал ни о чем. Он только трубочку курил с турецким горьким табачком. Он только трубочку курил с турецким горьким табачком. А помнишь, как ты все лгала? А помнишь, как ты все лгала? Что сердце девичье свое давно другому отдала. Ты сердце девичье свое давно другому отдала. И я решил, я пули жду, я только верной пули жду, чтобы ударить в печаль свою и чтоб пресечь нашу вражду, чтобы ударить в печаль свою и чтоб пресечь нашу вражду. Когда мы будем на войне, когда мы будем на войне, навстречу пулям полечу на ворону в своем коне, навстречу пулям полечу на ворону в своем коне. Но видно, смерть не для меня, да видно, смерть не для меня, и снова кони мой ворон меня выносит из огня, и снова кони мой ворон меня выносит из огня. Когда мы были на войне, когда мы были на войне, там каждый думал о своей любимой или о жене, там каждый думал о своей любимой или... Там каждый думал о своей любимой или о жене.
I don't know about you, but that was fucking adorable.
It could have been worse.
What, having an adorable Russian girl singing?
No, I meant the news. No, it's just
Yeah.
the adorable Russian girl might be the highlight of this particular stream.
Yay. Right, Dos Vadonia people, we're back, and apparently World War III is fucking happening. And by happening, I mean right fucking now. If you pay attention to the news, apparently Donald Trump has the nukes and he's sitting on top of one about to go fucking crazy.
Yeah, but haven't they been saying that about Putin for years?
Yeah, but Putin don't give a shit about nothing. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Frankly, I'm glad we're back after this much of an absence. I mean, I know how it was. The desperate loss, the search for meaning while we were gone. Had to have been just terrible.
The free time, the uninterrupted napping.
Well, no, I meant for them. They can't know what we did.
No, I'm talking about me. I could give a damn about you.
Oh, well.
I know what you were doing. You were dying.
How's that song go? Death is a friend of mine?
I'm telling you. You live in a subtropical environment. You're sicker than any other person I know. And it's not like the really cool tropical diseases either. It's like the flu and a cold. Yeah, I have bronchitis. I can't do this tonight.
Yes,
you live in Texas. Step outside and get some fucking sun.
I've come down with a sudden and incurable case of death. Dos Vadonia means goodbye, my friend, but yeah, World War III is now. I know what it meant. Dos Vadonia, we're all gonna die. Bring on the nukes. It's all over, man. It's all over.
Game over, man. Game over.
But it's good to see you, playa. Is there anybody else in the chat we know? I doubt it. We've been gone for so long.
No. Well, Player's the only one that's posted so far.
You see, I cannot be forsaken because I'm not the only one. He walks amongst you, feeding, baking.
It's not the line, but I approve.
It's not baking? That's
No.
that's not a song about a chef.
No, it's not about a chef.
What's it about?
I don't want to go into it right now.
Okay. See, now originally we were going to talk about the fucking we were going to talk about YouTube.
Yep.
Because YouTube being some shits.
And how their new viewer thing, the restricted mode, means that over half of our videos cannot be seen.
Yeah, and we had this whole thing planned where we were going to go through and look at which videos were restricted and which videos weren't restricted, and we counted up and over half of our videos are restricted, including some video game videos which don't even feature fucking cursing or anything.
A lot of in Way of the Ninja.
Which that doesn't make sense.
Literally just jumping.
That doesn't make sense at all. I guess it's the word ninja? Is ninja a restricted word?
Maybe it's cultural appropriation because you're white.
They don't know that. Or are they just assuming everyone's white now?
I think they just assume everyone's white.
Player, how are you doing, my white brother? Is it not beautiful in white America? Or wherever you live?
White America.
You know, House, I gotta say this. White America got a lot of non-whites in it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You know, I don't want to be that guy. You know, be the guy in the back of the Klan rally going, hey, what about all the black people? But there's a lot of non-white people in so-called white America.
Yeah, but Mo, you'd be the guy in the back of the Klan rally going, but why can't we let in the black people?
Pardon me, sir. I would like to lodge a formal complaint. I thought this meeting was to discuss who got our whites so white, not to say... I thought this was about laundry the whole time.
Clearly we're dressed in bed sheets.
And their bed sheets are always so white. It's impressive.
Telling you.
I snuck my way into a Klan rally for 6 months solid. Not any closer to knowing how they got their whites so white.
Bleach, probably.
Turns out they just drop copies of the 1488 into every load of laundry.
Well, we all know that they live in 1940 something, so it's got to be bleach.
People may want to drink bleach today because it is something else entirely.
Drink it, snort it, shoot it in your veins.
We should probably talk about the apocalypse, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to get there sooner or later.
All right, well, I will start with... I'll start with 2 days ago. That's always popular, right? Oh, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. All right now. Now, I've got an article from mirror.co.uk. That's basically a tabloid, right? Bam!
Pretty much.
Oh, shit, I just realized I'm not sharing it with you, so you can't see it.
Player's like, pretty good. I just got home from the weekly patriarchy meeting. Kind of dumb that I still have to pretend like I have a nice rack, but so long as I get to oppress women, more okay.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. All right, House, can you see it?
Hang on just a second. Yes, I can.
Glorious. World War III just got more likely as Donald Trump bombs Syria powder keg. Donald Trump ordered airstrikes on a Syrian airbase last night, but in such a volatile situation, could it escalate? Yes?
anything can escalate at any time.
Gonna say also, nothing could happen. Great picture they got.
Hey man, I'm fine with Fallout in real life. I live in bumfuck nowhere, so I'm safe. It is one of the good points of living in bumfuck Egypt.
We could be 30 seconds from the brink of World War III as Donald Trump threw bombs into the powder keg of the Syrian Civil War. Because, yeah, Donald Trump...
He's out there winging them at there.
I know. Take this! The U.S. launched up to 60...
at you with my massive, massive hands.
The U.S. launched up to 60 Tomahawk missiles from Navy ships in the Mediterranean on Thursday night. Because, you know what? Fuck it. Tomahawk them.
I like the fact that they didn't keep count.
The United Kingdom...
use? Up to 60?
It should have just said a lot. Okay, what do we got here? The UK has backed the strike as an appropriate response. Of course they did. They hate Assad. The number 10 spokeswoman said... Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir, they interrupted our tea, so of course we insisted on Tomahawk missiles.
Stiff upper lip and all that.
James Harden. America! Fuck
yeah! A number 10 spokeswoman said, "The UK government fully supports the US action, which we believe was an appropriate response to the barbaric chemical weapons attack launched by the Syrian regime and is intended to deter further attacks. It is believed that the strike bombarded the Al-Shariat airbase south of the city of Horns." The U.S. believes Tuesday's chemical attack, which killed at least 70 people, including many children, were launched from this airfield. Speaking from his Florida retreat in Mar-a-Lago, President Trump said, "On Tuesday, Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad launched a horrible chemical weapons attack on innocent civilians. Using a deadly nerve agent, Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children. It was a slow and brutal death for so many. It comes amid a campaign of airstrikes and bombing raids from Russia in support of the Assad regime. Russia claims their strikes have hit dozens of ISIS targets, and President Vladimir Putin taunted the West for not getting results. You are attacking the wrong person, you piece of shit. If all of ISIS were dead, Assad would have no one to chemical attack."
So clearly, this is ISIS' fault.
Duh. But rebels on the ground claimed Moscow's airstrikes, combined with ground attacks by forces loyal to Syrian despot Bashar al-Assad, also Syrian legitimate authority Bashar al-Assad, but let's not get into that, have also targeted
bias in this article.
have also targeted rebel groups not associated with ISIS, including U.S. trained fighters. Yeah, because they're still rebel groups. Russia is backing Assad because Assad likes Russia, because Russia gives him fun toys like nerve gas. Okay, so
I've never been a big fan of nerve gas. It's the tanks and the hardware that I want.
And as the airspace over Syria becomes increasingly congested, military commanders fear a clash of warplanes, helicopters, drones, missiles, and artillery is increasingly likely and could have global ramifications. This morning, Russia broke off an agreement with the U.S. intended to prevent an in-air collisions between fighters. Hey, fuck you. One military expert warned, rationalizing such a complex airspace is not possible, like getting your mind around a Rubik's Cube that moves around at Mach 1.5, then adding a dozen more. And they have this lovely image here, because apparently Turkey, the US, the UK, China, France, Saudi Arabia, Russia, they're all there.
Well, this is the world's biggest middle finger to ISIS. And Assad and Russia and the rest of us, so, yeah. Hey, at least the war is going to be contained to Syria for a little while.
I know this probably isn't going to happen, but I know what should happen.
What's that?
The U.S. and Russia should merge into a superstate.
It's better than what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, as far as Syria goes, we should just nuke them till they glow and shoot them in the dark.
Just everybody? Say fuck it, wipe the country of Syria off the map?
Yes.
Okay, what have we got here? Given the amount of military traffic in the air, there is a real worry a plane will be shot down in a catastrophic misunderstanding of intent. It means we could be seconds from a sudden escalation taking us to the very brink of war. I don't think you've quite wrapped your head around this. We've been on the very brink of war since the end of World War II, basically.
I'll go with you one better. I think we've been on the brink of war since the end of World War I.
There's this World War line.
1917.
There's this... Okay, picture if the world was a sandbox, a child's sandbox, and there was a line across it called World War. America has been towing that line up, ready to leap over for decades. And we've been spending this whole time screaming obscenities at the other kids in the sandbox, hoping that they'll come play on the line as well. Like, America has successfully created this image of a country that doesn't want to go to war. We want to go to war. We beg to go to war. Because war is something Americans understand.
What's that Dennis Leary once said? We've never advanced culturally or economically unless we were kicking someone's ass.
Exactly. Let's see. I just tried to eat some of my beard hair. Startling radar images from U.S. Central Command in Qatar show how close U.S. F-16 jets come to Russian Su-34 warplanes above Syria. In one terrifying close call, Lieutenant General Charles Brown, get on up, commander of the American air campaign in Syria, said U.S. and Russian planes came within 20 miles of each other, which, at the speeds they travel, is as little as 30 seconds from a disastrous impact.
You know, he should have put his best flying ace on that one. The little brown dog.
I was going to say Snoopy?
Yes.
Flying his Sopwith camel?
Yes.
With the Chinese aircraft carrier Lianyang stationed off the coast of Syria, positioned to allow J-15 warplanes to carry out airstrikes, the fear of split-second mistakes has spiraled even further. Andrew Foxall, Russian expert at the Henry Jackson Society think tank, said an error could lead to a diplomatic incident of catastrophic proportions. And then comes the Putin.
Putin never makes anything better.
Putin.
He's like a butt. Nothing good ever comes after a butt. Nothing good ever comes after Putin.
Putin's not a butt. Putin's a however. Putin, he is a man. To kill the world, he has a plan. He will bomb them. He will shoot them. He will put radiation in their water. But the wider nightmare is that the proxy war being fought by a global anti-ISIS coalition against Putin's Assad-supporting troops will spiral to the brink of an all-out conflict. Dr. Foxall said Russia has a very different objective to the NATO coalition and the Western drive for liberal democracy and regime change in Syria. Yeah, probably because Syria is right next to Russia, and they know that the so-called liberal democracy and regime change the West has been pushing for has failed in every single time it's come to play in the Middle East. Iraq is in the middle of a devastating civil war with ISIS. Afghanistan doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Libya is a failed state. Syria has been in the middle of civil war for fucking almost 5 years now. The Kremlin's primary interest is maintaining a pro-Russian regime in Syria. Go figure. The intervention of China has further complicated matters because China's here and they're going to take Syria from us and they're going to sell it back to us cheaper. With fears it could use airstrikes on ISIS as a cover to launch attacks on Syrian rebels. There are also concerns that Russia is seeking to expand its influence elsewhere in the region, particularly among the Iraq and Iranian Shia Muslims hated by Sunni extremists like ISIS. I don't think you can call ISIS really Sunni or Shia anymore at this point. Hey, political seer, the world's going to shit. Get ready. We're all going to die. Wait, what's James Harden saying about the gas attack?
The gas would have killed them all. Nobody would have lived, and the shit they did would not have helped. No gas. And when I said nuke them till they glow, shoot them in the dark, he said gas them all. It's an easy cleanup, or let them drown because there's a dam that has not been fixed in 9 years. I wonder if we got any of those dam buster bombs left over from World War II.
We're going to shit. Oh God, it gets better. Because, you know, the Mirror is a UK newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Last night's airstrike may even start to suck Britain into a military conflict, which, since 2011, we have carefully avoided. Please, America. We've managed to go 6 years without someone else's war. Oh, God damn it, send in the troops.
Well,
for Queen and country.
Brexit.
True. The most important message of the U.S. missile strike is that the West has, at least, drawn a line in the sand, because Donald Trump represents the entire West.
And that line in the sand is huge.
I love that I used the line in the sand metaphor before this article did. Before Tuesday's chemical attack by go ahead.
It's just a matter of time before one of us did.
Before Tuesday's chemical attack by Syrian leader President Bashar al-Assad, let's see how many times we can say his name in the article. In Idlib, President Trump had shown no interest in finding a military solution in the 6-year civil war. His priorities seemed to be improving relations with Russia, President Assad's closest ally. All that has now changed. Putin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov reportedly said the Russian leader, a staunch ally of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, regarded the U.S. action as aggression against a sovereign nation on a made-up pretext and as a cynical attempt to distract the world from civilian deaths in Iraq. Ooh, Putin throwing shade. Peskov was quoted as saying that Russia did not believe that Syria possessed chemical weapons, and that the U.S. move would inevitably create a serious obstacle to creating an international coalition to fight terrorism. Then they have a poll over should Britain join military action in Syria, and I'm going to vote yes. Oh, wow. 55% no, 45% yes. I'm impressed it's that many for yes. Now let's talk.
You know, they are dealing with the Syrian refugee problems over there. Or should I say, they're letting the English Channel deal with it.
I wish I had a picture of a tipped over boat to put up just because you said that. I'm trying to see if I have anything appropriate for a war.
We need footage of those Mexican refugees and the U.S. patrol boats running them down from back in the 90s.
I think I may have something. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you?
What do you think? I guess
Kind
that's
of a
more
downer.
sad than... Yeah, I was going to say that's more sad than anything else. That face when
Which,
you go into World
is
War
saying
III.
something considering we're talking about the possible end of humanity.
I
Thanks
love
for bringing
Player.
it down, Mo.
No, Player, it's just that face when you go into World War III, but all you get for your 25 kill streak is PTSD. I know. The army should give out, like, trophies or better guns to people with higher kill counts. I could also play Suicide as
Medals, they can get
painless.
Achievements.
What do you think? Should I bust out some Suicide as painless?
No.
Aww.
Not yet. Not yet. We've still got a couple of stories to get through, so don't jump the gun.
Okay, well, jumping the gun, World War. You're funny.
It had to be said.
Okay, so I've got another news story. This one's a bit more recent, and it's from Inquisitor.
It sounds like a made-up Spanish superhero.
I know, right?
I am Inquisitor. I will get your information. And this accent is not at all racist.
Bam. World War III draft. Does President Trump have plans to order a military draft in the United States?
I don't think he can.
Well, technically, he is Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. But if he wants to institute a draft, he'll have to get Congress's approval.
It's better to say, I think that's something that he has to have Congress's approval on.
When are they going to start drafting women? Just draft everybody. Empty the country so there's no traffic for me.
Because it's all about you.
Damn straight. Let me straighten up. Because of the ongoing conflict with Syria, there have been a lot of concerned Americans who are worried that in case of World War III or any other serious involvement in the Middle East, what could be more serious than World War III? I love how this article is also convinced that World War III is going to take place in the Middle East, especially if you consider that the U.S. Navy just moved a fleet off of the coast of North Korea. But you notice that's not in the news. Okay, President Trump may reinstate the military draft. How founded are these fears, and what is the likelihood that Trump could order a military draft? Hey, that would cut down on unemployment, just like he said.
It would also get rid of some of those bitchy millennials.
It'd be hilarious. Oh my god, could you picture Anita Sarkeesian in Basic?
Yes.
While thoughts of World War
Picturing
III...
it now, and it's making me grin.
While thoughts... Oh god, Milo Stewart. Who's apparently now Quimby Stewart. Marina, shut up, or... just so many of them. It would be so beautiful. Who am I kidding? They'd all try to get deferments for medical reasons or some shit. Like, I'm a trans ponykin. I can't fight.
Too
Well,
bad
I
Steve
agree with you
Shives
there.
is too old to be drafted.
While thoughts of World War III and a military draft may be quietly in the back of the minds of some people, these fears first hit the news after President Trump ordered a missile strike in Syria after the chemical weapons attack, which left at least 87 civilians dead. A story began to quickly circulate from back in 2016, which said that Trump had ideas about reinstating the draft to make the military great again if he won his bid to become president. I followed the election pretty closely, and I don't remember Trump ever saying anything like that.
Me either.
All right, let me take a look here. GOP presidential frontrunner and billionaire entrepreneur Donald Trump on Thursday unveiled his plans to make the military great again, saying he intends to reinstate the draft as part of a larger effort to bolster America's armed forces. We're bringing back the draft, okay? We're going to bring it back, and we're going to make America as strong as we were in the 60s. Trump declared while addressing supporters at the Pacific Amphitheater in Costa Mesa.
Pixar didn't happen.
Like, I can believe he said something like that, but... And their tweets from some random person, like, U.S. troop numbers are the lowest since before World War I. You can all breathe a sigh of relief as Business to Community has reported that this story from the satirical website Real Root News right now has proven to be false. And President Trump has not really said that he would reinstate the military draft. But
I think that comes with the whole thing about it being a satirical website, dumbass.
But as the Inquisitor recently described, fears are high about a possible World War III situation due to America's involvement with Syria. And in the case of World War III, things may change, which would certainly make it possible that the president could deem a military draft necessary. During the start of the First World War, the age of which you could be drafted was 21 to 30, but that changed in 1918, and you could then be drafted if you were between the ages of 18 to 45. During the Vietnam War, 15.4 million middle-class men who were eligible for the military draft had a lucky escape between 1964 and 1973, whereas the fate of 1.8 million working-class men were not so kind, as the New York Post has reported. In the case of World War III, how easy would it be to dodge a draft in today's world? President Trump's attack in Syria could end up having grave consequences for the United States, as Russia and Iran have now said that they will respond to any aggression towards Syria. Further, both countries have issued a public statement explaining that the United States has crossed a red line when they attack Syria. The Sunday Express report that the joint statement from these countries has said that American involvement in northern Syria is illegal and called those forces an occupation, whereas their forces were, and I quote, a friendly picnic just going there to take pictures.
They will take only pictures and leave only footprints and corpses.
That America waged in an aggression on Syria is a crossing of red lines. Because this is what happens when you get Russians and Iranians together and try to get them to translate it into English. From now on, we will respond with force to any aggressor or any breach of red lines from whoever it is, and America knows our ability to respond well. With Russia and Iran threatening the United States and President Trump ready to launch further missile strikes in Syria if necessary, could this lead to World War III and another draft? I'ma say no. House, your thoughts?
I'm going to go with no as well.
Of course, I didn't know about that satirical website article, so we could both be wrong. It could be time to bring on the fucking nukes.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we're still in the dick measuring period of the possible nuclear war.
Can't Mossad the Assad. Assad has denied that he is the person responsible for the brutal attack in Khan Shaykhun, yet most American politicians believe something needs to be done in Syria. Oh yeah, have you heard about that too? That they're saying that the rebels staged the chemical attack and killed a whole bunch of people, and to make it look like Assad did it, because they actually seized the stocks of chemical gas. Turns out that's not a story in the news either. The general consensus among both parties is that working with the international community in a diplomatic fashion is probably the best strategy in dealing with Assad, but if Trump doesn't go before Congress to explain his future plans and chooses to launch another strike at Syria, could this lead to a serious war? Do you think that further conflict with Syria could bring about World War III, and do you think President Trump would ever reinstate the draft? Why would they just end the article with questions?
Would possibly reinstate the draft.
Any president could reinstate the draft. See this one at the bottom? Will the United States go to war with Syria?
Yeah.
I thought it said at the bottom, America fight me, instead of America might be. Hey, America, fight me, faggot!
You think they'd have better proofreaders?
Player said, oh shit, I'm a 6'5" tall, able-bodied male who's in shape. Guess what poor IT guy is about to get a rifle strapped to his hands, according to these guys. That's right, player. I hope you're ready for war. James Harton says we need to remember to buy water filters to stop the radiation and the gay frogs.
Now, hold on there. Hold on there, James Harton. Hold on there. Now, the gay frogs are not coming from the radiation. No, the radiation is to sterilize people for their population control measures. How they're making the frogs gay are with xenoestrogens. Now, these little bastards are chemicals that are found in water bottles that get released as the water bottles break down over time. And when I'm talking about the gay frogs and the radiation, I'm talking about the demons. And by demons, I mean 6,000-year-old aliens who came down to this planet, and they gave the Bible to Middle Easterners as part of an Illuminati conspiracy to control our behavior. This is the InfoWar, people.
Draft the quad amputees? How would that work?
We finally get cyber soldiers.
But I thought that version of cybernetics is only in its infancy.
Yeah, well, if we had a bunch of quad amputees ready to go into combat, I bet you they'd figure it out real fucking quick.
We just need to really come up with new types of drones and then just put all of the soldiers in charge of drones. Because soldiers, they can fucking play video games like it's going out of style. And if it's just a video game to kill all of the bad people, you could even give them points for every confirmed kill. I feel like I should change
on time on a drone.
I think I should change the background picture to be like the water is on fire and the canoe just has a hole in it.
It's sinking.
But we are advertiser friendly. We are not here to take a stance on this except to agree with the prevailing method or with the prevailing thought process. So, House, World War III is coming and Donald Trump is starting it. Oh, why did we not vote for Hillary? She was clearly the best candidate.
Yes, it's time to annex Canada.
Hell yes. Annex Canada, invade Mexico. I've been saying that for years.
25 kills is a nuke, please.
It's only a tac nuke. You don't get one of the big ones. I feel like we should go to another story. What do you think?
Probably.
Now, this is the most recent one I've been able to find, and it's the Daily Star. Oh, Midnight Star. You can believe it if you read it in the weekly Midnight Star. Aliens
That's exactly
from
where
out.
my head went to.
Aliens from outer space are sleeping in my car. Midnight Star. I wanna know. I wanna know. Trump to bomb Syria again after Putin's World War III warning.
Oh, yeah? You think you can scare me? Here. Boo. Fucker. It's huge.
And this article is written by Jamie Micklethwaite. Oh, and have you seen the footage of the airstrike? I have, or of the missile strike? They have a little video here.
No. Well, I don't think so.
All right, here it goes.
I've seen so many missile strikes over my in my lifetime.
As old acquaintance be forgot, and never brought to mind. That's pretty much it. Just missiles firing in the dark, and not even really quickly.
Oh, that's a letdown.
I know. I feel like it should have been like the other one. Have you seen what is it? The Russian one where the guy's like just calls out and fires a whole bunch of missiles at once?
Canada, you mean the 51st state?
Puerto Rico's the 51st state. I want to make Puerto Rico a state. I want to make Washington D.C. a state. I want to make Guam and American Samoa states. I want to make Canada a series of states. I'm thinking about 7. And then I want to make every country south of us either a state or a protectorate. But Mexico is definitely becoming a state. We're just going to have to kill
take over Canada so we can mine their rich poutine sources.
Donald Trump fired 59 Tomahawk missiles. It's good that we have an exact number 2 days later. At Bashar al-Assad's brutal regime after the Syrian dictator launched a sickening gas attack on his own people. Yeah, why do we even care about that? Like, we didn't care for the previous 6 years.
I could give you a couple of reasons, but people aren't going to like them.
Do tell.
Obama was a pussy.
That's a very angry picture of Trump they found.
He's watching John Oliver talking about his tiny, tiny hands.
Syria's allies, Russia and Iran, have slammed the U.S. for breaching international law and pledged military retaliation if the U.S. did it again. But Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson... It's great that we have a Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, has claimed that Trump could be about to ignore these threats and return to the offensive. Is this the end of days? And they have pictures of nukes. What? What? Blighted wastelands, Donald Trump, people firing guns. What? Oh, you gotta give it to the Daily Star. They do not give a fuck. He told The Sun, crucially, they could do it again. The U.S. has warned Syria that more military strikes could follow if they continue to launch chemical attacks, but would prefer a diplomatic solution. Although protests have taken place in the U.S. about the strikes, UN members praised the Donald for standing up to Assad. And Johnson echoed these statements, praising the billionaire businessman for tackling the brutal regime head on. Oh no, Boris Johnson is like the UK Foreign Secretary, isn't he?
Yes.
Ah, because we don't have secretaries. No, wait, we do.
Yeah, but Boris Johnson was also the mayor of London.
And now Sadiq Khan is? Sadiq Khan.
And he's banned all pictures of bikini-clad women on the subways.
Bastard.
Because he's a Muslim.
There is no doubt that the U.S. action is a game changer in Syria. We need to make it clear to Putin that the time to back Assad has gone. Great picture of Putin.
I am not going to back Assad no more. I will not mess with Trump and his large American hands.
By continuing to support a man who gasses his own people, he is damaging Russia further in the eyes of the world. He must now understand that Assad is now toxic in every sense. Don't you know that you're toxic? No. He is poisoning the innocent people of Syria with weapons that were banned 100 years ago. No, weren't chemical weapons banned after World War II?
No, they were banned after World War I.
Oh, huh. And he is poisoning the reputation of Russia. What? Hey, House. Putin should stop. He'll do something bad to the reputation of Russia.
Well, it was clawing its way back from its shitty reputation as the evil empire, and then Putin got in there and started.
And then Putin got elected. World leaders are expected to impose sanctions on Russia at the upcoming G7 summit for their actions in Syria. There's a lot of pictures of women in bikinis.
That's how we fight against the Muslims.
Girls can't believe size of bloke's manhood on X-rated first date. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this and click that link. What? It's for research.
I'm just amazed that you had the foresight to turn off the capture first.
I know sometimes I don't. Bring back Manifest Destiny. Yes! Yes! Personally, I believe I have an audio quote that will explain my feelings on World War III. Would you like to hear it, House?
Okay. Sure.
Are we gonna die?
Not today, gorgeous. Not today. I mean, probably today, but...
We gonna die? Not today, gorgeous. Not today. I mean, probably today. That's it, folks. That's it. We're all doomed. Bring on the nukes. Maybe the cockroaches will have a better time of it. Maybe the cockroaches will be less racist. Look, it's not that I hate hissing cockroaches. I just don't want one marrying my daughter and then eating her.
Actually, the females are more likely to eat the males.
I just don't want one marrying my son and then eating her.
Because I am bored frequently and have high-speed internet, so I know all kinds of useless crap.
I didn't even ask. So, chat, what do you think? Are we headed for war? The chat's being very quiet. What about Greenland?
They're contemplating.
Should we
what
take
is your
over
plan for Greenland?
I think Greenland is. I should put a large military base there to mount into our offensives on Europe. I want Greenland entirely industrialized and turned into a military hub. I want Greenland mined. I want everything in Greenland turned into mechanisms to support the army. And the Navy and the Air Force, of course.
Of course. No. Kyle Dawson says, I'm worried, but I'm trusting Trump at 51%.
I can get behind that. You know that Greenland isn't habitable land, right? You know we actually have a town in Antarctica, right? Like a functioning town. I got detention for being racist for jokingly saying I want to bring back Manifest Destiny. What you do?
What?
Double down. Never apologize. If they try to...
Said it in school.
What's up?
I said that's because he said it in school.
Iceland is habitable, Greenland is not. You know people live in Greenland right now. Greenland has a population. Matter of fact, I'm going to Google Greenland population.
Well, whichever one's worse, I say that's where we put all the people with AIDS.
Yeah, Greenland has 56,483 people, which is actually, if you go back to 30 years ago, 1988, it's gone up by about 2,000 people.
It was warm enough for a couple of them to have sex. I'm joking about that AIDS thing, by the way. Just want to get it out there because this is supposed to be advertiser friendly.
I mean, a lot of Greenland isn't habitable, like up north of Greenland, because it's all like fucking glaciers and shit. But Greenland is actually an island. There is ground there.
It's not like the North Pole, which is just, ice cap.
There are Nordic ruins in Greenland. But yeah, a lot of Greenland's bedrock is below sea level, especially to the north. But Greenland has a queen. Queen Marguerite II, and she is probably the whitest woman who ever has lived.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty white women.
Let me see if I can... need to adjust that a little bit. That's Marguerite.
Yeah, that's pretty white. I like the fact that her teeth are naturally colored, too.
She's been the queen since 1972.
Oh, she's been queen longer than I've been alive.
She was personally in charge of people banging to raise the population numbers.
What, with like a bullwhip?
I don't know. Trump is just playing 1488D chess. It's our destiny. America can own... She's Danish, right? Yes. Denmark owns Greenland. But really, if we took it, what could they do to us? They're Denmark. Is there even anything from Denmark we would particularly miss if they stopped shipping it to us? But yeah, she is Danish.
I don't know. I like their pastries.
What's Greenland's Muslim population? Because if it's near zero, I want to live there. I'm guessing it's near zero. Let me just look up Greenland religion. Greenland religion. Mostly Greenland is full of... it's 95% Protestant. And the rest of it is Catholic, other types of Christian, Inuit spiritual beliefs, agnostic, atheist, and Baha'i. But no, not really any Muslims there. 0.6% of the population... Oh, go ahead.
I'm with you, player. I want the Hearing Protection Act to pass as well.
Hearing Protection Act?
It removes the $200 tax stamp on silencers.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because a silencer is a piece of... It's actually technically not a silencer. It's a suppressor, and it's a piece of safety equipment, damn it.
Dominic Montoya's like, Danish pastries, damn. Watching this on a phone. Yeah, I can tell you seem to have a bit more delay than the rest of us. It's fine, though. We still like you.
We'll expect a check to clear for saying that.
You know, player, you should just try to trigger her. Have a long talk in class about going hunting. It doesn't even matter if you actually hunt. And then describe just leaving the carcasses in the woods because fuck, you don't need the animal, you just killed it. I think that'd work pretty good. Why is it so wrong for America or France to demand assimilation when the Japanese demand when the Japanese demand it? Their Supreme Court said that all Muslims can be legally big brothered, which is good. Ain't nothing wrong with a little assimilating. But America being a melting pot, that does not work. Because try melting together caramel and lard.
Well, the problem is the fact that they come over here and they basically build themselves a ghetto.
Yeah, and they try to live exactly the way they did before, even though they moved to a new country for fucking new opportunities. Apparently, that just meant they wanted a nicer car to go with their shit home, and their wife beating and their child raping.
You know the funny thing? There are actual cases from over in Northern Europe where refugees got sent back because the climate was too cold and the state paid for it.
Betapunk Film says the God Penis. Apparently, the God Penis is President Trump's mighty military dick as he swings his tomahawk at Syria.
It's General Mattis. I can see it.
Player said, "I do." I guess is that about the hunting conversation, player? Okay, I'm gonna check like new news and see what's up. Okay.
I actively attempt to trigger him. Good. PC bitches need to be triggered quite frequently.
Egypt declares a state of emergency after deadly church attacks.
Yeah, that happened last night. Well, early this morning.
Journalist discovers husband was killed in car crash as she reads the news.
That's bad
2/3
timing.
of the Great Barrier Reef is dead. Fans are paying respects to Chuck Berry. "21st Century Fox to investigate Fox News after the Ben O'Reilly sex cases were settled."
Nice. Player wrote a 5-page paper on why Hillary Clinton would be an inferior president to Donald Trump in December.
Were you trying to get lynched in real life?
Kyle Dawson wants it posted to Google Docs.
General Mattis is not with us on the realities of Islam. I think you might be a bit wrong there. I think he understands the situation better than most people in the government do. It's not on Google Docs. Sorry, fam. Fuck you, player. What the fuck? Guys just trying to get some help. Just trying to hear your words. Maybe you could have enlightened him. Maybe you could have led him to a brighter tomorrow. But no, you had to be selfish. You couldn't do the footwork just to put a paper on Google Docs. I see how it is. Oh my god. Hashtag triggered. Keep your hate speech out the chat. Keep your hate speech out the chat.
You want to keep the hate speed up the chat, you better get rid of me, because I'll start posting in there.
Say, we're all hate speech people.
Free speech equals hate speech.
Miami's fight against rising seas. Maybe you shouldn't live in Miami. How scorpions have sex. Why is this on the front page of the BBC?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to live in Miami anyway. I went to Florida on my senior trip when I was in high school. I dropped a brick on a bug down there, and the bug crawled away. With the brick. I was afraid. He had the brick. Thought he was going to throw it back.
Apparently, Betapunk Films has gone pure solipsism. This is all an illusion, so we're good. Do you know something we don't, Betapunk? Disturbing truth about how Janet Jackson's marriage was doomed from the start? Oh my god, Janet Jackson married a guy from Qatar. There's a picture of her on here wearing a fucking hijab. Apparently she converted to Islam to appease his family. That's what Janet Jackson's been doing lately. You want to see the picture?
Sure.
I know it's kind of off topic, but it's funny to me.
Well, we've been at this for an hour, so it's coming to the time that this can be wrapped up. So we're allowed to be off topic.
Look at this.
I didn't realize Janet Jackson was a midget.
Janet Jackson, the woman who whipped her tit out on national television. The woman who made all kinds of sexual music videos and got big fake tits and everything. And halal ashur, halal sunnah, halal playa. And this is in London in October. Because, you know, older female celebrities move to London.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I wonder why. Probably because they like old things over there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, look at the Queen. She's like almost 90. And awesome.
Okay, and here's a picture of Janet Jackson. $800 million to her name. Or no, that's her husband has $800 million to his name.
And now you know why she converted.
But yeah, like, let me see if I can find how she looked before they got married. That is how she looked before they got married. And she put on celebrations she put on performances like this. And now she looks like this. I'm amazed he does not whip her in the street for not having her face covered. That whore. The chat's like, we don't care about... made it on my school account and I don't have access to it anymore because I did a bunch of dumb shit like that.
For reals, how long is the delay?
I also tried to start a left-handed students association in reply to my school's Muslim student support group.
I don't see any problem with that.
Yeah, neither do I. Back when I was in high school, I tried to start the World Domination Club. My school genuinely had a problem with that. Like, well, what are you trying to do? I don't know, bake sales and shit. We're trying to raise money to take over the world. Then I tried to turn it into a militant hate group for the non-lefted.
Hate group for the non-lefted.
I can get behind that totally.
What about the ambidextrous? Because that's where I fall.
I'm left-handed, so you know, I'll be fine when the murder groups come. Now we wait for him to catch up.
I am literally so ambidextrous I forget which hand I'm supposed to write with some days. My bank hates me.
See, that is why I turned mine into having a fucking
Squiggle.
a smiley face. A smiley face was my bank signature, which was great because at one point I got a phone call from my bank. This is a few years back, going, I'm trying to find. And they said my name, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. Well, we have a thing here that we think somebody's trying to steal your identity because it's actually a signature. And because I always signed as a smiley face, they had my signature in it as a smiley face.
Nice.
All right, I think we're about ready to go, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a pretty long fucking delay. I mean, you asked that question to Player a while ago. Oh well,
Player may
everybody.
just not be paying attention.
Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Thanks for coming out to our glorious return to form, as it were. And stick around for next week where we will be talking about other shit, most likely. Or, we'll all be dead.
Because it's the end of the world as we know it.
Now can I play them out with the Suicide is Painless video?
Sure.
All right.